Hi, everyone, and welcome back to episode 10 of Billie, No Ball. Here
Millie's
today,
back?
Yep, I'm back. Today we have a very special guest. We've got Anna Leat on. Yay! Anna is an amazing footballer. She's a goalkeeper. She's honestly achieved so much in such a short amount of time. She's been to World Cup. She's won a bronze medal at the Under-17 World Cup. She's played in England. She went to college for a little bit, and she is a superstar for the football fans. So we're so excited to have her on. So thanks for coming.
Very excited. Welcome. Do you want to start off by introducing yourself? Who are you, apart from what Millie's already said?
Yes. So I'm Anna. I'm a footballer. I guess I started quite young and I kind of broke onto the international scene and went professional quite young as well, like our friend Millie. And actually you were younger than me, weren't you? Definitely. Anyway, it's not a competition. But yeah, I feel like it's been a big journey for me. And yeah, I'm back in New Zealand now. I'm in a full circle kind of chapter of my life, which has been really wholesome. And yeah, there's just a lot in between all of that, but I'm sure we'll get into it.
Yes, can't wait. So firstly, how did you get into being a goalkeeper and how did you get into starting football?
I started football, I was 4 because my brother was playing and I just wanted to run around after him, I think.
Hello.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty standard for a lot of us. But
Yeah.
yeah, you guys can relate.
Yep, exact same story.
Yeah, it's a classic. And
Yep.
then, when you're like little and you just like everyone has to rotate in goal,
Yeah.
and like some kids are just like, oh my gosh, like get me out of here.
Yeah.
And then some kids are like, this is the best day of my life. I was one of the best day of my life once. And then there was like this one game. I remember it really well because my granddad was there and he like didn't live around. And there was a penalty shootout at the end. And it was just my day in rotating in. I must have saved like a bunch. And I just remember being so gassed. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever done. Like, I want to feel like this all the time.
So the star was born, what I
Yeah.
know, basically.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not always winning penalty shootouts in goal. But yeah, that was where I feel like the passion began. Since then, my parents have just really supported me. We moved up to Auckland as a family, but obviously like the football for me was there was a lot more opportunity. I grew up in a place called Arrowtown.
Love Arrowtown. But that's a great place to live.
It's pretty lush.
Yeah.
I look back and I'm like, how was that like normal to me? Now I'm like,
Yeah.
It's like a really rogue spot to like start, I guess, but
yeah.
crazy.
It feels like a different world there. It feels like a little like fairy village.
It is a little fairy village. I'm just a little fairy. That's funny. But yeah, I grew up in Fairy Village and then moved up to the big scary city. Yeah, I just kept on goalkeeping. I did karate back then. And so I kind of had
so
to
hand-eye coordination slay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Reaction times. Transferable skill set for sure.
Do you think that the karate helped you with your goalkeeping?
Yeah. I would say so.
I feel like, yeah, it's kind of like that mindset of like you just like kind of a little bit crazy, just like a tiny bit. Like,
yeah, it's like a like equal amounts crazy and locked in. It's like,
yeah,
you gotta have that zen, but you gotta have that like dog.
You got that dog in you.
For both.
I feel like goalkeepers like in like their normal life can be the most nonchalant people, but then like they step onto the pitch and they're just like there's something a little bit kind of like a flip that switches and you're kind of like
the screws are already loose, but you really just like can hear them rattling around when you're playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't argue that. Yeah.
When did you get into like the New Zealand football scene, and when did you feel like your football career was like starting to take off, and when did you start thinking, oh, I can like do this for a living kind of thing?
Yes. Well, I moved up to Auckland. Must have been 10.
Wow.
And
Young.
I just had like fun intermediate school, zone days, all of that. Ames games, shout out, love those. And then I started training with Jenny Binden, experienced goalkeeper, and was assistant coach last few tours.
Yep.
And so she kind of was my first introduction to the national team stuff, because she was the national team goalkeeper at the time, which I thought was amazing. And she was probably my first proper goalkeeper coach. And from there I was just with the Northern Football Federation, and then going to NTCs. They're a bit of a throwback now, but it was these week-long training camps in the holidays that were the pinnacle of your existence at the time. And then I must have been 13, and they called me in for Ferns training when they were in the lead up to the Canada World Cup.
13?
Young. Okay.
I was an old 13. Yeah, I think they just wanted another goalie or something, and I was like, sweet. And then my mum got the time wrong, and I was late. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever been late in my life since. I've been late to meetings, but not to training.
I feel like you can't really expect a 13-year-old to be on time. I don't even know.
You would expect her mum to be. Anyway, we're not gonna bring Jackie into this. We love her.
I'm just imagining 13-year-old you turning up and everyone's already there and
so stressed. Yeah, so stressed. You've got these girls that are on my poster on my wall. I'm seeing them at the training halfway through that I'm late to. And I'm like, not a good first impression. I don't know if I was crying on the way to training. I was putting a glass on, running into the wall.
Well, do you know what's so cute about you saying that? When we talked with Amy the other week, she was like, oh my gosh, when I came to a training and I saw Anna Leat there, I fangirled. So it came the whole way around, and now girls get to see you and feel the same way.
Love Amy.
Get on, Amy.
Shout out, Amy.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, it is pretty cool. It's funny to reflect, because obviously you realize oh wow, that was that was the younger generation, that was you once as well. So yeah, first training under my belt. I think it ended up going well, and then I ended up just training with them kind of throughout high school, because I used to train during the days back then, and then obviously broke into my first 17s age group, which was a World Cup in Jordan. We didn't make it out the group, but it was a really cool experience. And then we had this one game against Spain that was sick. We lost, but it was we didn't lose by heaps, and it was oh my gosh, we're gas. You know the way?
No, I get that. Yeah. You're just not bad, not bad.
It's we almost drew, and that's a win, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Then I was in 20s World Cup. There was one year that had 20s and then 17s. That was the third place 17s in Uruguay. So 20s in France, back home, straight off to Uruguay, which was obviously a big one. It was cool. I reminisce on it with those girls every time I see them, obviously. And we're always kind of we just had no idea what was coming. And I think that was our secret weapon, was just our complete ignorance as to the fact that we were gonna, achieve. We didn't expect to win. We were obviously going there to compete and try to win.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just this good feeling in the team, and Leon Burney was the coach, and I think he did a really good job of creating that environment. Everyone was just having the best time, and then things just kept going our way. Even the warm-up game against Canada, we beat them, and we were oh, that was pretty wild, but I guess it was a warm-up game. And then we obviously beat them again in the fourth playoff, so it wasn't a fluke, and the stars were aligned and the vibes were on, and I don't think there's much of a better recipe than that.
Yeah. What was the celebration like after you won the bronze?
Oh, yeah. The bronze was good. I remember going, the medal ceremony was cool. Everyone's families had obviously booked flights to go home after the group stage, because we'd never made it out of the group stage ever before. like 3 weeks later, we're still
Yeah.
like mucking around in Uruguay. And so everyone's family had like changed their flights. A couple families had like flown home and flew back when we just kept making it through. It was pretty surreal. And the parents, obviously we were still quite young, so it's not like we had like big crazy fun tonight, but the parents definitely did. So that was funny. We were like just in the hotel, like doing, late night random stuff as you do.
17-year-old stuff, yeah.
And our parents are like drunk, having the night of their lives.
You would have been like drunk off adrenaline, and then
Oh,
all of the
100.
parents.
There was no alcohol needed. Yeah, we were already on a level.
Millie, can we do our quick fire questions about the fans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get one name, and whoever you think from the fans is the most suited to the question.
Okay. Who is the most competitive?
CJ.
Who is the funniest?
Stotty.
Who is the most likely to be late or miss a meeting? Sorry, touchy subject.
Oh, might be me.
Who has the best music taste in the team?
Oh, that's a tricky one. Might also be me.
Wow.
No, who's on DJ? I feel like Bowen.
Yeah, I like her music taste.
Yeah.
What would she like? What would she play? Or like go throwbacks.
I feel like R&B throwbacks are up her
Yeah, she's got
alley.
R&B. She's got like Rihanna.
Knows what the change room needs.
Yeah.
Rihanna just gives football team spirit. I don't know why. Who's the worst dancer on the team?
Oh, maybe Claudia. She's gonna hate that I said that.
Who's the most stylish off the pitch?
Ooh, Malia Steinmetz.
Who's most likely to forget their boots or gloves?
That's not me. I don't know why you're giving me that look.
You.
No, I don't think I ever have forgotten my boots and gloves.
Let me think. Who had? I feel like Gabby, maybe.
Yeah. Well, Erin Naylor used to forget them like every training session. Let's go, Erin.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
Who would survive the longest on a deserted island?
Oh, Rebecca Stott.
Easily.
Go mongrel.
Yeah.
She would just know what to do and have no hesitation doing it.
First thought her, but actually thinking about it, I feel like maybe not.
Who do you think?
Do you know who I think would be good at it? Wilkie.
Oh, I feel like she'd just like make peace with the island and live with the native birds.
Who else?
Like in harmony.
Betsy would be good, like just
Oh,
random.
you're right. Yeah, 100% Betsy. Oh, yeah, scratch that. It's Betsy. She would just like be straight in there with the mud on the face and like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I feel like some people outside of New Zealand probably see New Zealand as a deserted island anyway, so like would probably be like, oh, that'll be
Yeah,
fine.
we probably all can
That's so legit.
Yeah, like some girls at work asked me to like, oh, like in New Zealand, is it just like you're always like by the beach and there's just like nature everywhere and like birds flying above you? And I was like, not in like Hamilton, but like maybe.
Yeah, like some places, yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, people in America at college would ask me if we had Christmas in New Zealand. I was like, what? Like, and if we had Wi-Fi? I was like,
Yeah, so tell us about your college experience. How was that?
yeah, that was straight after that 17s World Cup in Uruguay, because that was year 13 for me. So I'd gone through working with like a couple agents and then got some visits lined up. And I went straight from the 17s World Cup and visited a school in Florida, a school in California, and then a school in Washington, D.C. And then chose the one in Washington, D.C. because it was really cool. Georgetown. And then I went, because they start like halfway through the year. I had like 6 months and then I went over. It was really cool. It's like you go and you're like, it's not going to be just like the movies, and then it's just like the movies. yeah, just met a lot of cool people, had a really cool experience. Only ended up there for like 1.5 semesters because then COVID hit.
Mm.
And so, yeah, came back, did online for a bit, and then kind of that was that. I didn't end up going back, but it was a really cool year.
Yeah.
I think about the memories a lot. It was so much fun.
I feel like it's cool to say that, like, you've had that experience. Like, not many people get to say that.
Yeah, it's such a cool opportunity for girls out there. It is kind of like a step between going pro and I think still being a teenager, growing up. It's like a really cool way to do that while you can still play football at a high level. Obviously, you could get your university like paid for as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of pros to it. Yeah, college is just fun. I think wherever you go to university is gonna be fun and challenging and all of the stuff that happens when you're like 17 through 20. Like, it's never gonna be smooth sailing, but it's gonna be fun sailing,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad I did it. I ended up obviously going to West Ham after that kind of since I was back home for that COVID time. I wouldn't be where I am if that hadn't played out, but also like would have been cool to stay. I think there's definitely like good things to whatever path you take, but that's just life.
Yeah. And what drove that decision to pick to go pro after college?
Well, I was just kind of chilling in New Zealand and I knew I wasn't going back to Georgetown at this point. And I was like looking A-League and then kind of missed the boat on like oh no, not January. It must have been like, I feel like I was looking at the January window maybe. Anyway, I missed that boat. So then I was kind of like, right, I'm not going back to America. I'm kind of just locking in for the Olympics that were coming up, the 2021 Tokyo. And then that was a cool era just at home as well. Like I feel quite lucky with the way things have gone because my journey's been like quite up and down chaotic. It's actually meant I've got a lot of time at home and with my family and like obviously like you can go overseas for a long amount of time and you can come back and visit, but there's been like chunks
Yeah.
in I've actually lived here. So I feel like grateful for that. What was I saying? And then West Ham popped up as I was like just in the build up for Olympics and I didn't really have a plan for after. I'm pretty like roll with things as a person.
When you say it like popped up, like West Ham doesn't just like pop up. Like how did that?
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, just showing ready for the Olympics, and then West Ham just like West Ham popped up. Like
They
that's
kinda did
you
just,
said
like,
that
pop
so
up, though.
casually.
They kind of because it was we were like training at North Harbour Stadium. I remember we were in the changing room like where that goes into the stadium. Gemma Lewis came up to me and she said, "Oh, like I've got something to tell you. I've had a club reach out," and I was like maybe expecting it to be like I don't know, and then she was like, "Yeah, West Ham." And I was like, "Okay." I was just kind of like, "Sure," like.
It did pop up. You're right.
Like I didn't have an agent. They just like I think they heard of me through my coach from Georgetown that I
No
was
way.
hanging out looking for something to do with my life. Yeah, it did just work out and I like started talking to them and they wanted to bring me in as a training player.
So how old were you at this stage?
I'd have been 19. And then and then they were like, "Yeah, we want to bring you in as a training player." And I was like, "Down. That's so cool. West Ham. I'm just going to like figure out how to survive. Like, I don't need money. Who needs that?" I was like, "I'm just going to wing it, go get a job. Like, I'm going to be living like close to London. This is awesome." And then they kind of called me up maybe a month out from the Olympics and they were like, "Hey, look, we haven't managed to find a second goalie that's as good as you. So you're not the third anymore. We're going to give you a contract." And I was like, cool, because I had no
Wow.
idea how I was going to survive. I was gonna firm it. I was gonna go and like work in the gym like really early and then head to training or something or to figure it out. But yeah, it worked out.
See, it's interesting. Like if you had told me that like a goalkeeper was going to play for like the West Ham women's team, I would not clock that like they'd be trying to like work another job in the morning before training.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the reality.
Even in the time I was over there, it was really buzzy because things just shifted so much.
Yeah.
Like obviously I went before those England Euros and then like that happened during, and then like I was there through these 4 years of just like crazy growth. That's still happening, but I just feel like that was really like the point where it kind of like
It was
started
exponential.
going.
It was like,
Yeah, like that. Exactly. So like my first year at Villa, we maybe played 2 games in the men's stadium. By my last season, every game was there. It was like like crazy difference, and like just the contracts like being so much better, just the professionalism, the kit deals, like the sponsorships, like everything was just like every month there was like something new. So being right in the thick of that was pretty cool.
yeah. So you've got this call from West Ham and they've said you're going to be the second keeper. Where do you go from then? Do you just pack your life up and go?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Pull the old like add one suitcase to the flight and you pack your whole life into 2 bags and then just like figure it out as you go.
And how did you find moving away from home? Like, obviously you'd been to Georgetown, but like at a young age, like how did you find that?
Yeah, I was lucky with London because like I just loved going out and seeing the city. And so I think like I got like homesick over Christmas because I couldn't go home because it was COVID, and then I got COVID. So then I was like stuck in a house by myself in Essex, which was something. But other than that, it was like I was just really soaking it all up. Like I had 3 flatmates in the player house, and the team was super fun. Like I had some good times there, and so it was all just like so bright and shiny and new. I don't think I really thought about it too much.
And then you had to move to Birmingham.
And then I moved to Birmingham. And that was where it all went. Villa was a great experience. It
Yeah.
was. Just like, yeah, the lifestyle as you would know in Birmingham is different to living in London.
Yeah, people just need to kind of like low-key just cheer up here, honestly.
Yeah, what's your like, how long have you been there?
8 months.
Okay.
Honestly, the city itself is so fine. Like, it's got everything I need to have. Like, I just think that it's the second biggest city in the UK. The people that live here need to act like it's the second biggest city in the UK.
Yeah, that's actually real. That's such a shout. I think they just need some vitamin D and some good music.
I just don't know. Like, maybe it's us, Anna. But
Maybe you're the problem, guys, because I think it was fine when I visited. Okay, back to Aston Villa. How did you find playing with like such quality players?
Yeah, it was very a very high standard. I feel like at first I was just a little bit like, whoa. And then you're obviously like as a younger player and as like a newer player, like just pretty locked in on trying to, do good enough in the session for them not to.
sorry, how old were you now? I need to know the timeline in my head.
So I spent 1 year at West Ham. So I turned 20. Spent 1 year at West Ham, 21 went to Villa. Because my birthday's in like the middle of the off season, which is really satisfying for like my life.
That is really nice.
But yeah, the players were unbelievable. I remember just like Rach Daly and Kenza Darley in my first year I was there were just like, because the first year I was at Villa, we had a like crazy season. And we like did way better than anyone was expecting us to, and had some really cool results. And so, yeah, Hannah Hampton was our goalie at the time as well. Were our number one. And so, yeah, looking back, I was just like, oh, that was an iconic team. But yeah, the link ups between Daly and Darley were just so cool. I was a fangirl, but I like kept it so hush. I was like, in my own 4 walls, I'm a fan. But as soon as I leave, I'm like, guys, I'm one of you. Like, come on.
Yeah,
but
hey
bro,
guys.
it's like we're on the same level here. But
Yeah, my teammates. Oh, like
yeah, like get in the car behind me, going like, Rachel's coming today.
Oh my god, mom! Like, guess what Rachel did today? It was so cool.
Yeah, literally. But no, I ended up making like great friends with those people because they're cool people as well. Like you see them obviously do their thing, and it's all very impressive. But yeah, they're good people. So it was cool to get to know everyone like that. It was a good first year for us as a team, and then second year less good, and then third year for me was rough because that's when I ended up getting concussed, and then yeah, didn't actually play that season at all, and then came home halfway. So yeah,
Yeah, that would be horrifically rough. I don't think I would wish concussion, no football in Birmingham on anyone.
concussion
Like,
in Birmingham.
yeah.
Oh.
Double homicide.
Literally, it was a double homicide. That's how it felt at the time. But no, character building is what it is.
Now you're in your home era.
Yeah, home era. This is my new club,
Slay!
and then I'm gonna go to Newcastle. They've taken me in like a wounded puppy and nursed me back to health. So I'm very grateful for them.
Love it. And then you're standing with the Newcastle Jets.
And
Which
then
is
yeah,
so
I'm
exciting.
heading over to Newcastle in just less than a month today. In 1 month's time, I'll be in Sydney picking up my car, driving up to Newcastle.
That's so exciting. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the Aussie era has been calling my name. Those winters have really made this like perspective like strong.
Can you do it on a rainy night in Brum? You sure can.
I did, and now I'm never going to do again. Now I'm doing it at the beach in Newcastle.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Get a
And you've
tan
had your
on.
time back home. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
hard times led to good times, as they always
Yeah,
do.
they always oh, maybe not always. They hopefully do.
Always a light at the end of the tunnel, isn't there?
Yeah. Nah, it's like, what? Lifes and waves, ebbs and flows, you know? Highs and lows.
Yeah, so you're going off to Newcastle, and it's Newcastle, Australia, not Newcastle, England, and that's even more of a win.
I know. I went on a visit to Newcastle, and I'd hired a rental car.
Mm.
And I got there and I was like, cool, like, I'll just double check my booking, see like where to go from the airport. And I was looking, it's like Newcastle, United Kingdom, your car is ready for pickup.
No.
And I was just like, this isn't off to a good start.
Had you recovered from your concussion at this point?
Oh, I'm gonna blame it on the concussion, but like, yeah, I recovered. I'm gonna blame it on booking.com because I Googled Newcastle, Australia, and then I didn't click on the little sponsored one because that's, you don't fall for that one. But I clicked on the first link that wasn't sponsored, which is like, if I put in Newcastle, Australia, surely it's going to take me to Newcastle, Australia. But it did not. To be fair, I should have known because I booked a Fiat. And like, I feel like Fiats aren't even a thing in Australia.
No.
Fiat for Newcastle.
I was like, yeah, it was a manual Fiat. And I was like, this is so fun. Like,
why have I not booked like a Hyundai? Or like, why is this a Fiat?
Yeah, so my little Fiat moment didn't happen, unfortunately.
That's really funny. Did you find a car?
Yeah, because I have some family up there, which is another thing
Thank
I'm really
God.
looking forward
Aw.
to. So yeah, my auntie like dropped everything and came and saved me from the airport. Cute.
Goalkeeping is such a specific position. Like, what advice would you give to young female goalkeepers who really want to pursue goalkeeping?
Yeah, I think advice I feel is like your training environment. I think however much you enjoy it is however much you're gonna get out of it over time. Like, I think that if you can find an environment where you're being pushed and you genuinely look forward to it, like, that's the special sauce. Like, if you're not in an environment like that, I would say like be open to where you could go. Like, even if it's a different club where you live now, like, or like where your friends are, or like where there's a better coach. The best thing about football is that you can have both, and when you do have both, it's like the best thing ever. Like you turn up to training, like you either just love your coach and enjoy the physical work, or like you turn up and you've got the banter with your friends, and then you go and like an hour and a half later, you're a genuinely better football player. And it's like, it's not rare, but it's not every environment. So I think that, yeah, that's just like the biggest thing to not burn out, and B, not burn out, I guess, and like the sense of enjoyment versus a sense of training. Like, yeah, like they complement each other. And so, yeah, it's knowing what your recipe is and making that happen.
Do you think you have to be like a little bit open-minded to make that happen?
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, I played boys a lot growing up. I wasn't like cackling, laughing with my friends like I would be at like 17's camp every day. Shout out the boys, like still friends with a bunch of them. But yeah, it wasn't like slumber parties and talking about, you know, things, but it was good training. And I think that sometimes you can't have both, but if there's something that like you could like take that chance, I think you can be locked in on trying to make it and trying to improve, or you could be living your life and like loving your life.
Yeah.
And it happens if you're in the right environment. Like you do just improve as well if you have the right people around you with the right support.
From each of our guests, we get a question to give to the next guest. So our question from our last guest, Meg, was if you could have a song to like go along with your life right now, what would be your like theme song of your current life situation?
Oh, I'm really obsessed with Rain Me In with Olivia Dean right now.
I love that song at the moment. Yeah.
But that's not giving my life right now. Sorry. I feel like it's gonna be like Work by Iggy.
Period.
I feel like it just is. Like that's just been on repeat.
Watch out, Newcastle Jets. She's about to work.
Yeah. It's like work, but it's like fun work. It's like, it's not work. It's like work.
Work.
Yeah, it's work. That's all my advice to the young girls out there. Work.
If you can think of a question you'd like to send on to our next mystery guest.
Maybe like if you were a kitchen utensil, what would you be?
Period. What would you be?
I kind of feel like I'm almost giving like one of those not hyperallergenic, like stone-based frying pans.
Oh yeah. I think I'd be a spatula.
Oh, really? Just because like you make things happen.
No, but like one of those spatulas that when you're baking and like you do like one clean swipe around the bowl and it all comes off and there's no residue.
Yeah, actually. Spatula's a good one.
Yeah, me. What about you, Millie?
I was gonna say spoon, but that's kind of boring.
I
I was gonna say spoon because I feel like you can like cut shit with it. You can like pick things.
feel
up.
like you're kind of giving chopping board.
Chopping board, okay.
Thanks so much, Anna, for coming on the podcast. It's been so nice having you. Such great chats. Go follow Anna on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Anna_Leat.
That's right. Subscribe to the YouTube, Millie and Billie No Ball. Follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram, Millie and Billie No Ball. And we'll see you guys next fortnight.
Love it. Thanks for having me.
Bye.